Love after 60. Men secretly miss women who follow these 4 rules.
Welcome to Wise Life After 60. So grateful to have you here. Have you ever noticed how some women linger in a man's mind long after they're gone, while others are forgotten the moment someone new enters his life? You could be the most beautiful, the most accomplished, the most captivating woman in the room, yet if you overlook certain subtle truths, men won't remember you the way you deserve to be remembered. The women men secretly miss, the ones they think about months or even years later, aren't necessarily the ones who loved them the most. They're the ones who understood something about male psychology that most women completely overlook. These women gave just enough while keeping something sacred for themselves. They didn't try to be everything at once, didn't make loving them feel effortless or guaranteed, and that's exactly what makes them unforgettable. Love after 60 isn't about total availability or constant devotion. It's about presence, self-worth, and creating a quiet, lasting impact. Once you understand these 4 rules, you'll see why some women become irreplaceable while others fade into memory. Today, we'll uncover the psychological patterns that make men secretly miss women, and how you can honor your own worth while leaving a lasting impression that endures far beyond a fleeting romance. If this speaks to you, I invite you to like this video and subscribe to Wise Life After 60 so we can continue exploring these insights together. Let's begin by looking at the first subtle truth that can change the way men remember you forever.
Rule 1. Make love feel earned. Some women have a way of making a man feel like every moment with them is a small victory, a prize to be cherished. That's the essence of making love feel earned. It isn't about withholding kindness or affection. It's about understanding that love is a privilege, not a right. When we are always immediately available, forgiving too quickly, or loving unconditionally without boundaries, we become predictable, even forgettable. Men notice this on a deep, instinctive level. They are wired, even after decades of life, to feel a sense of accomplishment when they have to invest emotionally to win your heart. I think of my friend Diane, who, after losing her husband in her early 60s, returned to dating with a quiet sense of dignity. She never responded instantly to every message. She didn't rearrange her life for every invitation, and she maintained clear standards of what she would and wouldn't accept. Men noticed her independence and confidence. More importantly, they remembered her. The effort they had to make to connect with her made their affection last longer, not because she played games, but because she honored her own worth. Research in social psychology shows a similar pattern. Relationships in which one partner's attention and affection are earned tend to create deeper appreciation and higher long-term satisfaction. Effort enhances perceived value, and when love is a reward rather than a given, it leaves a lasting imprint. The women men secretly miss are rarely those who give everything freely. They are those who share affection thoughtfully, keeping something sacred for themselves. Picture a woman walking into a room, composed, polite, fully present but not bending to every demand or expectation. She smiles when she chooses. She engages on her terms, and she carries an air of quiet dignity. That is exactly the kind of presence that leaves a man reflecting on her long after the encounter ends. The key takeaway is simple. Men remember the woman whose love must be earned. When affection is given with intentionality, it becomes powerful, memorable, and deeply valued. Love becomes a privilege, not a default, and that subtle distinction is what creates a lasting impression.
Rule 2. Keep your own world intact. What makes a woman unforgettable is not only how she loves, but how fully she lives her own life. When a woman becomes the center of a man's world, she may feel close, but she risks losing the very spark that made her captivating. The second rule is to keep your own world intact. Your friends, your hobbies, your passions, and your goals are not distractions. They are the lifeblood of your presence. A life fully lived is magnetic, and men remember the woman who carries energy, curiosity, and independence with her. When a woman's entire universe revolves around a man, she becomes predictable and her mystery fades. Without her own interests, her own stories, she loses the depth that invites intrigue. But when she nurtures her friendships, pursues hobbies she loves, and continues to grow, she becomes endlessly interesting. That vibrancy creates a natural pull. Her world is rich yet welcoming, inviting him in without surrendering her essence. In Love After 60, maintaining your life independently isn't selfish, it's essential. It signals self-respect, resilience, and vitality. Men are drawn to women who are whole on their own, because those women inspire, challenge, and energize them. There is a quiet magnetism in watching a woman share her joy, her passions, and her achievements without ever making herself dependent on approval or attention. I'd love to hear from you. How have you kept your own passions alive while in a relationship or while dating? Share your experience in the comments below so we can learn from one another. Sometimes the smallest actions, an evening with friends, a painting class, a weekend trip, can have the greatest impact on how others perceive and remember us. The essence is simple. Protect your world, grow within it, and let your life shine independently. By doing so, you preserve mystery, intrigue, and your own sense of self-worth. This is not just strategy, it's wisdom earned through life experience, and it quietly shapes the way men remember and value you.
Rule 3. Master emotional restraint. Emotions are like spices in a fine meal. The right amount at the right moment transforms everything, but too much too soon can overwhelm the palate. That's the essence of the third rule. Master emotional restraint. It's not about being cold or distant. It's about sharing feelings intentionally, thoughtfully, and with impact. In Love After 60, the way we express our emotions can determine whether a man remembers us as unforgettable or ordinary. I remember a woman from my community, Nancy, who had been widowed for years but returned to dating with grace. On one memorable evening, she shared a deeply personal story with a man she had been seeing for a few weeks. She spoke with sincerity, her eyes calm, her voice steady. She didn't overshare every past pain or frustration. The effect was profound. He felt privileged to hear it, to be trusted, and the memory of that conversation lingered with him for months. The restraint made her emotions meaningful rather than routine. Too often, women give freely and continuously, texting, venting, sharing every thought and feeling. The unintended effect is emotional overload. Men may feel responsible for managing both their own feelings and ours, and the magic fades. Emotional restraint, on the other hand, transforms each moment of vulnerability into something cherished. Like seasoning a dish, timing and moderation enhance flavor. Share deeply but sparingly, and the experience becomes memorable, treasured, and emotionally resonant. From a psychological perspective, our brains encode moments that are rare or significant more vividly than the ordinary. When we manage emotions with intention, we create those rare, vivid experiences. Each carefully shared sentiment signals respect for ourselves and the other person. Emotional restraint cultivates appreciation, deepens connection, and ensures our presence is remembered. Imagine a woman smiling softly, sharing just enough to intrigue, enough to touch, yet leaving space for curiosity and reflection. That subtle dance of sharing and withholding is unforgettable. The key takeaway is clear. Mastery of emotional expression ensures that love is not diluted, that every moment matters, and that men remember not only what you share, but the care with which you share it. Even simple gestures, a calm smile, a carefully chosen word, a moment of silence, can create echoes that linger long after the encounter ends.
Rule 4. Stay mysterious. Why is it that the most fascinating women are never fully known at once? Mystery isn't about hiding who you are or being deceptive. It's about allowing yourself to be discovered gradually, layer by layer. The fourth rule is simple, yet profound. Stay mysterious. A woman who preserves a sense of intrigue invites curiosity, sustains engagement, and leaves a lasting impression that doesn't fade with familiarity. Mystery keeps the connection alive. When every detail of your life, every thought, every reaction is immediately available, there is nothing left to explore. The thrill of discovery disappears. But when you allow a man to uncover you slowly, he experiences the joy of achievement, the satisfaction of learning your depths over time. Like a compelling book, your layers unfold with each chapter, each conversation, each shared moment. This is the subtle art of remaining unforgettable. Think of your own life, the moments that stay with you, the people you can't stop reflecting on, often have an element of surprise, an aura that cannot be fully captured in a single encounter. Mystery isn't manipulation, it's protection. It safeguards your energy, maintains your autonomy, and ensures that the love and attention you give are appreciated, never taken for granted. I'd love to hear from you. How do you maintain your sense of self and keep a little mystery alive while dating or in a relationship? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because sometimes the wisdom of one woman can inspire countless others. Mystery is not a mask, it's a celebration of your depth and a reminder that your presence is always a gift to be experienced fully, not assumed. The truth is, life after 60 offers a unique freedom. We no longer need to prove ourselves or perform endlessly for validation. Instead, we can choose how much to reveal, when, and to whom. By staying mysterious, we create an enduring impact, a subtle gravity that draws attention and keeps hearts engaged. In this space, men remember not just what you do, but the essence of who you are. Mystery becomes your signature, an invisible thread weaving lasting connection and quiet reverence.
Psychological mechanism and staying true to yourself. There is a quiet science behind why these 4 rules work so powerfully. When a man invests effort to win a woman's affection, his brain creates what psychologists call effort justification. The more he works for something, the more he values it. Love that must be earned feels meaningful, not ordinary. Add to that the sense of accomplishment, the recognition that this woman is not simply available, and her presence becomes a lasting imprint. I recall a story from a community group of women over 60. One participant, Eleanor, followed these principles without ever thinking of them as rules. She maintained her hobbies, shared her emotions intentionally, preserved her independence, and held a subtle mystery in every interaction. The men she dated remembered her long after others faded from memory, not because she was flashy or dramatic, but because her life and love required engagement, attention, and respect. She became unforgettable without ever compromising herself. Another example comes from research in behavioral psychology. The Zeigarnik effect shows that incomplete tasks remain in our minds longer than completed ones. In relationships, this explains why men can't stop thinking about women who maintain mystery or set boundaries. They are unfinished puzzles, inviting reflection and emotional investment. Combining this with intentional emotional restraint and presence creates a bond that lingers far beyond ordinary interactions. The key is to apply these rules while staying authentically yourself. You don't change your core nature, you simply protect your energy, maintain standards, and allow your life and emotions to be shared selectively. It's about moving from being forgettable to unforgettable, not through manipulation, but through self-respect, intentionality, and quiet strength. Picture a woman walking through her day. She laughs with friends, pursues her passions, shares insights thoughtfully, and reveals just enough to engage and intrigue. Her love is earned, her presence magnetic, her essence unforgettable. Men don't merely notice her, they remember her. They reflect on her long after encounters end, because her life, her love, and her choices carry meaning that cannot be rushed or taken for granted. When you honor yourself, your time, your emotions, and your world, you naturally create attraction that lasts. Love becomes a privilege, your presence a gift, and the memory of you endures like a quiet, cherished melody. As we reflect on these 4 subtle yet powerful rules, it becomes clear that being unforgettable is not about changing who you are. It's about embracing your own worth and expressing love with intention. When you make love feel earned, you honor your value and create depth in connection, ensuring that every gesture is appreciated rather than taken for granted. By keeping your own world intact, you carry a vibrancy and independence that naturally draws others toward you, sustaining intrigue and admiration. Mastering emotional restraint allows your feelings to be shared thoughtfully, creating moments that are cherished and remembered long after they pass. And staying mysterious ensures that you are never fully predictable, leaving a sense of curiosity and longing that lingers in a man's mind. The essence of these rules is simple yet profound. Love from wholeness, share from choice, and remain fully yourself. When practiced with sincerity, they create a powerful dynamic where men do more than simply feel affection. They are captivated, drawn to your energy, and compelled to reflect on the depth of what they've experienced with you. You become not just a partner, but an indelible presence, someone who leaves a lasting impression in both the heart and mind. If you found these insights valuable, please give this video a like and subscribe to Wise Life After 60 so we can continue exploring the wisdom of love, relationships, and life after 60 together. Your support helps us share these reflections with more women who deserve to feel empowered and unforgettable. Ultimately, these rules are about mastery over yourself and your choices, about loving from strength rather than need, and about protecting the sacred energy that is uniquely yours. When you honor yourself in this way, men don't just love you, they are haunted by the thought of losing you. They remember you long after the moments have passed, and they can't help but compare every other woman to the standard you've quietly set. Thank you for spending this time with me. Until next time, take care of your spirit, treasure your worth, and let your presence remain unforgettable.